is the new Arkfeld Ultra, the top-of-the-line flashlight in OLight's Arkfeld line. So top tier, they even include a Challange Coin. What's a Challange Coin, you may ask, and what's it for? We're going to find out on this episode of Moondog Reviews. Let me start with a quick unboxing, and then let's just see the contents of the box. This is the Arkfeld Ultra, and by the name, this is the penultimate version of the Arkfeld until they come up with a better one, but then they're going to have a hard time finding an even greater superlative than Ultra. In appearances, it is very similar to the standard Arkfeld, or at least this is the case, the Arkfeld Pro that preceded it. As you can see, it is practically identical, just maybe a millimeter longer, but overall thickness is about the same. There are some slight differences. It says a little more angular cut to the body, a little more Cybertruck-like, I guess, in design. And the side texturing is more of a stipple than the ridges. And the back clip, the belt clip, is a little bit wider. But in all other, it is pretty much the exact same in terms, also in terms of its controls. Now, in terms of its size, like the Pro, this is a little bit shorter than 5 inches long, a little bit wider, just a hair wider than 1 inch wide, and a little bit thicker than half an inch thick, not including the belt clip here, which is also reversible. Now, in terms of controls, it has an analog dial to switch between white light, laser, and UV light. And in the white light mode, it has mode memory, and you press it. Once you have it turned on, you keep it pressed, and it will cycle through the different brightness settings, low, medium, high. There is also, if you turn this off and if you press it and keep it pressed, it goes into moonlight mode, which is its lowest mode, which is supposedly 1 lumen, and it'll run for 11 days, they say, at that brightness mode. And you can also triple tap it. There we go. Triple tap it and you get 1400 lumens of turbo mode. And as you saw there, you can also double tap it and you get a strobe mode. So those are the all the lighting modes that this has. And if you saw here for a second here, let me just tap it. You can also see your battery charge indicator with these 4 LED bars at the bottom here. Now, in laser mode, you can also turn on the white light by double tapping this. Then I'll also turn on that. Let me just lower the brightness. You can see that both the laser and the white light are on, and double tap to turn off the white light, and the UV light only has the one mode, on and off. It charges using this magnetic base here that uses the standard charging puck. It indicates red while it's charging, and when it's fully charged, it will show green like this right now. And this is a strong enough magnet that you can clip this on to the inside of your car, trunk, or hood, and use this as a work light if you need to. So let's get this fully charged up, and we'll test it out. Next. I forgot to mention that the OLight Arkfeld Ultra comes with this nicely designed all-metal Challange Coin. And for those of you who aren't familiar with what a Challange Coin is, well, it's a military tradition that soldiers carry these on their person. And let's say you're out having drinks with your buddies in your unit, and the bill comes to the table. Well, a soldier can drop down their Challange Coin on the table, and all the other soldiers present are obliged to pull out their Challange Coin. And the soldier that fails to present a Challange Coin in response has to pay the bill. So you could consider this another useful EDC tool that OLight includes with the Ultra. Before we get started with the test, I'd just like to take a quick break here to talk about this episode's sponsor, Aura. For the cost of just a VPN, I'm getting a whole suite of security services, including $1 million in identity theft insurance, and they're even removing me from those damn data broker listings. Use my link, aura.com/moondog, and you can try them for 14 days, free. And if you use that link, you're helping to support this channel. You know, identity fraud is a real thing, and with AI, it's all too easy to spoof your identity. That's why you should try out Aura. Alright, let's get back to the tests. I recharged the flashlight overnight and then let it run for 30 seconds to warm up the battery chemistry. As you can see, my testing rig is not a NASA-designed scientific instrument, but I have calibrated it to a known 100 lumen lamp. Based on my calculations, I measured an output of about 1200 lumens, which is pretty darn close to the 1400 lumens OLight claims, and given the margin of error for my testing rig, I'll say that it probably outputs 1400 lumens. This is the flashlight first in low, then medium, and high, and you'll see that the flashlight does not have a definitive hotspot in terms of its beam pattern. Next, I'm going to switch it over to the laser, and you can see the beam here, which is not all that surprising at this distance. Next, I'm going to turn on the UV mode, and you can see from the objects that are glowing that they're fluorescing from the ultraviolet. A glow-in-the-dark keychain that I hung on the door now glows intensely. You'll see the flashlight first in moonlight, low, medium, high, and then turbo mode. It has enough throw that I can easily see the telephone pole 120 feet away that I'm pointing now with a laser, and you can also turn on the light with the laser on. The flashlight is IPX7 rated, which means it can survive full immersion in water. Well, we're going to test that along with its runtime. I've fully recharged the battery and we're going to drop it off here in turbo mode. And I'm going to turn on the timer here and we'll see how long it will run. So that we're not just sitting here the entire time, I've set my camera for time lapse, and the flashlight actually runs for well over 120 minutes before my camera battery dies. I was looking at the flashlight periodically, and the last time I saw it was still on, it was about 125 minutes. The circuitry should have automatically turned off the flashlight before it completely drains and damages the battery, and I don't see any water inside of the lens, so we're going to test it. Yes, and it still turns on. And I'm just checking the charge indicator and it's flashing red, so yeah, let's charge this up before continuing our tests. Industry standard drop tests are from 1 meter or 3 feet. I'm going to drop it from 6 feet twice onto rocks and dirt, so we'll see if it still works. Since this is the most ultra version of the Arkfeld, I thought I would give it a little extra test that I call the SUV test. What's that? Well, I'm going to run it over with my SUV. Twice. The tire actually pressed the button and turned it off and turned it back on. But does it still work? Alright, I'm going to switch to the different modes. We got our main light, our laser, and our UV. So yeah, it survived. Though not entirely unscathed, the belt clip certainly shouldn't be bent this way, and the body is pretty scratched up, though not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. Overall, it's pretty well intact, and it certainly is ultra durable. I'd like to thank OLight for sending out their new Arkfeld Ultra for me to test, and it is a step up from their previous top-of-the-line Arkfeld Pro, which I've reviewed, and you can find a link to that video review in this video's description. But the new Ultra has a slightly raised and beveled body style, and that isn't just to make it look more like a Cybertruck. No, it actually serves a practical purpose, because by raising the body slightly around the control wheel, it actually protects the control wheel from wear and tear. You know, taking it in and out of your pocket hundreds, thousands of times, or running over it with an SUV. And it has a slightly broader belt clip on the back, which provides a more secure grip in your pocket, and has this nice no-slip texture on the sides, which actually not only feels nice, but actually provides a much more grippier surface than even the serrated edge of the Pro. And the Ultra outputs 100 more lumens than the Pro. Now, is that enough to justify buying a brand new Ultra if you already own a Pro? Well, the holidays are approaching, and you can always drop a few hints as to why you deserve the Ultra. And if you need some suggestions on how to drop a few hints, well, leave some suggestions in the comments section. But if you want to get one for yourself, you don't need an excuse for that. You can find product links as well as more information in my full write-up at moondogindustries.com. And I have a link to that article in this video's description. Use those links, and you're helping to support this channel. Of course, you can always help support this channel by simply hitting the like button, the subscribe button, or notification bell buttons. That's absolutely free. They don't charge you to subscribe to my channel. So I appreciate you taking the time to press those buttons and using those links and taking the time to watch this video. God bless. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.